Yo, what's going on, everyone, and welcome to another installment of the Xfinity Career Mode, episode number 4 at Phoenix. We have a race for you today. Of course, biggest no crap moment, private patent. So we have, starting from 15th position here, out of the 36th, we are in mid-pack here, and I do not know where we are going to finish. So we have a lot of work to do today. Obviously, from mid-pack, we have a top 10 streak that we need to uphold. So, without further ado, let's just get this party started. Yeah, right there, 15th place. We actually qualified P17, but Riley Herbst, and I do believe someone else, I think, no, it wasn't Jeremy Clements, someone else got sent to the rear. So you're going to see them here in a little bit. And as we make a move to going through the middle right there, that is what I'm talking about. We get a nice little run coming off of 2, but right there, you can see that the AI are just too strong getting through that center of the corner. They do not. Like, it's like they get on the brakes very late, and then they get on the gas very early. It's very frustrating because you don't know what they're gonna do. It's very back and forth. Chad, have you ever noticed that? Like, you're gonna see like a really good explanation, like right here. Let's see Jeffrey Earnhardt, Matt Mills right there, and then they get on the gas. Anthony Alfredo right there. We get alongside. We take the shortcut. Make sure we don't just totally ram Anthony Alfredo's right here. Now, like right here, see how I slide up right there in the center? Alex LeBay is right behind me, and he just gasses it up right there in the corner. It is super duper tough here. You know, we are doing everything we can, guys. But yeah, what's poppin', everyone? How are y'all doing today? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, what can I say? Chat, happy Sunday, I guess I should say. I mean, I know it's 12:30 right now. Like, literally, I had a pretty dang good weekend. What can we say about the races? Oh my God, Chat, do you guys want to watch the race? Watch the races. Talk about the races, because I think that the trucks was phenomenal. Bellissimo. The best racing out of all the series. Xfinity did provide a show as well. Cup was boring AF. Now you'd sort of think that with being on a Thursday night, we would encounter a little more racing. I guess that's the word for it. But no, unfortunately, we did not have that. Like, it was very single file. It was very like track position oriented. If you restarted on the top side going into 1 and you were able to take the lead, you were holding it for, even if you took 2 tires, for at least 10 to 15 laps. So with that being said, literally, if you took no tires, like William Byron was a prime example of what not to do when you're up front. You restart on the top side, and if you messed up the restart, you literally drop back, what was it, like, you drop back like 8 positions or something like that. You finished like 9th, I mean, after being in position to win. And of course, here I am, getting my hopes up that Willie B will actually get his first win, but, you know, of course, that wasn't meant to be. Alex Bowman also showed a lot of promise. He was really quick on the short runs, and he was like very low, or I guess I should say high top 10s, low teens the entire race. And then all of a sudden, the final restart in the top 10, restarting on the front row. And even if you restart on the front row, you were golden. Like, apparently, and he showed that you were golden. Taking the lead from Willie B, and was actually able to pull away just for a hot second. Up until you have my least favorite driver in the Cup Series, Denny Hamlin, being like, bonjour, and looking to take the lead. Of course, Denny Hamlin can go with his 5 wins and be 5th in points. Of course he is. Wreck Denny? Dude, I would if he was in this race, my guy. What's up, TA? How are you doing today? But yeah, like, Denny is not even in the Xfinity Series. My dude, what are you doing? Yeah, know this. You know this. My son. You know this by now. And I'm definitely not about to wreck Jeff Green as well. Jeff Green, the 2000 Xfinity Series champion, deserves so much more respect than what we would call wreck a Denny. I still expect you to wreck him. Who knows? Maybe we can do that after. You know, load up a quick race and then do that. However, Riley Earps going, literally gassing it up in order to get around us in the middle of the corner right there. He can go get wrecked for all I care. See, we're gonna dive it on down. Jeff Green literally will not let us go. It's only lap 12, but we're racing like it's the last lap already. And literally, like, Jeff Green, well, first of all, being up here, fighting for 17th, 18th place, or 17th, 16th place is phenomenal for him. Good job, Jeff Green. Golf clap for him. Good talk. But yeah, I could do that later on. Load up a quick race. Load up a challenge. We still need to finish the challenges, chat. Let's you know what, chat? Let's do some... the gold clap made stream freeze. Totally, man. Did you not know that Twitch is voice activated? Oh, yeah, you should, because it is. See, watch. Good talk. Clap on, clap off. The clapper. But yeah, essentially, that is what we can do. Yeah, we can do some challenges. We have what, like half the challenges done? We can work on that after, you know? Have some fun with the challenges. And I'm sure one of them is Wreck Denny, or is Denny Hamlin oriented, and we can have some fun with that. Yeah, TA, how you doing today, my son? How are you? God, look at this wad up here. We literally have Jeff Green immediately in front of us. We have Alex Bay. No, that's not Alex Bay. That's Josh Williams right behind us. And, what's here? Anthony Alfredo. Ray Black Jr. is literally holding up this entire squad. Like, we have Riley Earps a part of it. We have, Ryan Sieg. You have Jesse Little up there. And they are just holding everyone up. You can't, but say what you will about Daytona and Talladega being able to Talladega block, but Ray Black Jr. is pulling out some kind of magic in order to not be able to do that. But of course, now here I am. I give up the bottom here, and I just get rickrolled throughout. Like, you give up the bottom, and Justin Haley, look going up top. There's Brandon Brown. Who else do we have? You know, come on, it's just a all-you-can-eat buffet right here. Just take the bottom. There's Landon Castle. Oh, thank you so much for that command there, TA. I can tell what you have in mind right there. So, yep, there we go. And then we have Josh Bilicki. You might as well just add him to it. Landon Castle. We have Austin Hill. No, wait, Austin Hill is like behind us a little bit. Give him a minute. Yeah, Josh Bilicki. Yeah, we're gonna be seeing a lot of Josh Bilicki nowadays. He, like, ever since like he got alongside us, he will we will not let him go. We will be constantly fighting with him the entire rest of the race. Now, whether that's going to be up in the top 10, who knows? Up top 10, top 5? Could be. But yeah, what's poppin', everyone? Let me know who's here. I would love to talk to you. I see that TA's here, and I obviously know that, well, I'm obviously here. your host, Private Padden, here to enjoy the lovely Sunday evening stream with y'all. We have 200 laps at Phoenix, and I almost said ISM. It's not ISM anymore. They did not extend that sponsorship. I almost said it. 200 laps at Phoenix here, and lap 21 out of the 45 lap stage. You most certainly are not. What? Yeah, how am I not here? Yeah, you're right. This is a pre-recorded commentary that's going on right now. It is just the newest thing that you have no idea, like the level of knowledge and the amount of practice I put myself into. CJ McLaughlin trying to go down low, and he actually, well, we actually cut him off a little bit, but he actually gets down below us again. So now here we are, have to give him room. Unfortunately, like I said, it's still literally a brick wall here. Ray Black Jr. has literally from like 11th place all the way down to where we are in 24. Like, he is blocking like a mofo right now. And of course, out of a 45 lap stage, you know, there's only so many opportunities. There's only so many opportunities that we can make. But I'll tell you what, I have no idea. Like, chat, if you guys can give me some options here, or like give me some insight, I want to know why in the hell is Phoenix such a, like, why are the AI so good at Phoenix? I don't know. I can't explain it, because literally every time I race here, and this, like I said, goes back to all the way to Heat 3, because there's Alex LeBay getting to our inside. Now we're 3 wide. Josh Wilkie on the outside, and then Alex LeBay on the inside. The AI dive on the corner. So watch, Alex LeBay right there, you know, gets still to our inside. We kind of go up into Josh Wilkie, so that was my fault right there. But they dive on the corner, and then they like gas it up way early, and they're still able to hold traction. And here I am, they're scripted to have grip. Dude, literally, what I did is I turned down the tire wear for this, because for some reason the short tracks have a very of your right rear burns out a lot faster than your right front, like, and then like the rest of the AI. It's super dumb and I hate it. But we're under caution for the first time, and this is actually from I want to say Jeremy Clements DNF. So we're actually going to be pitting here, because we have 20 laps to go. 20 laps to go in the first stage, and we want to get some stage points, because here we are, we're fighting for literally scraps right now. Okay, so we're restarting basically in the rear of the field, and 33rd to be exact. And what we need to do is, as we race against David Starr, greatest legend of all time right there, don't even at me on that, we're trying to make our way through the field. Now, this is a, if I would go back and change, I probably would have just stayed right where I was. And you're going to see why here in a second. Because, yes, in a matter of half a lap to a full lap, we did increase our position by, like, what, 6, 7 spots right there? But there's, like, we're going to hit a brick wall. It's, like, it is insane that, like, fresh tires, you would think would do a lot. Especially at a track like Phoenix, where your right sides literally melt like it's being sat in a volcano. But it's actually very interesting that as we get and break into the 20s, which we're about to do right there as we pass the GOAT Jeff Green right there, and Ray Black Jr. is still causing a huge backup. like, we just kind of hit that wall. Oh, right there, Jeff. Actually, I want to rewind that from a different camera shot. Hang on, watch this. Okay, watch this, chat. Watch Jeff Green. Okay, I go down. Jeff Green forces his way down there, and then basically spins himself out. Look at that. Look at that. One more time. This is gonna be a good shot right here. Look at this. Right there. I am guaranteeing Jeff Green is gonna be like, what the hell, man? Like, during the tweets for this. He's gonna be like, what the hell, man? Like, you should have given me more room. Hashtag Herp's terrible. More like Herp's terrible. So yeah, I mean, like, that's what I'm talking about, though. Is that, like, the AI dive bombed the corners, and then they gassed it up midway through. I know they're scripted to have grip. It's annoying, though. I hate it when that happens. TA says, making our way through the field, driving fast, numbers pass, and I'm pit bound. Na 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 na. Staring blankly ahead. Making my way through the field, through the crowd. Chat, TA, how'd you know that? Like, that is like one of my favorite songs to go by, like, whenever I race, because I say it like all the time. Making my way downtown, walking fast, looking behind me, walking faster. Runs in. Oh my god, do I want to click that? Because you actually sent me a link. I didn't, but I love that song. No, like, I say that like all the time with my like, every time I race, like, that's what I say. Like, every time I, like, have a pit crew or a pit stop, like, that's what I'm supposed to do. That's not supposed to be a link. Oh, well, it sent a link, my guy. And I'm just like, I don't know if you're sending me a virus, but okay, we'll roll with it. It's just a quote from Alpha, Alpha Max Nova's Mexico video. Okay, well, that makes more sense. Especially coming from you, it would make sense that you're referencing Alpha Max Nova. But I'm just saying that, like, when you sent that to me, like, it actually came in a, it actually came as a, an actual link. I'm just like, debatable if I should open it or not. But yeah, we made our way up to 16th right here. Austin Hill is on our inside. I have no idea how he's even up here. I have no idea why they even put him in the Xfinity Series. To be perfectly honest, they could have put our motorsports in here with Brett Moffitt, because Brett Moffitt has made more Xfinity starts than Austin Hill ever has, let alone last year, let alone this year. But somehow Austin Hill got a ride, and I understand that. Like, that's an entire thing with the team. They may have not wanted him in there, or they couldn't have paid him in order to get in there. What's it called? 704, enough money to actually get in there. But I'm just saying, Austin Hill, they should have. Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's like, our motorsports, put Brett Moffitt in here. The O2 has literally ran the full-time schedule. Brett Moffitt, honestly, if he wasn't, like, there was something I saw right now, that if Brett Moffitt actually was running for Xfinity points, he would be just outside the cutoff for making the playoffs. And if you think about it, that's a brand new team. That team opened up literally this year, and they are fresh out the gates. And I know that it's not just the equipment that you bring, because obviously the Xfinity Series, like, let's not sugarcoat it. In real life, there is only like a consistent 9-10 drivers that can win consistently on any given race weekend. 9 to 10 drivers that will win, and Brett Moffitt is able to actually go there and contend with those guys. Like, yes, he's not racing for wins, but he is racing for top 10s, and top 10s get you into the playoffs. And anyone who says differently clearly does not know the value of consistency. Because yes, the format does strive for wins, and wins will get you into the playoffs, but you can also get into the playoffs by having consistent runs, which is what Brett Moffitt constantly has in the Xfinity Series. Like, chat, let's go through Brett Moffitt's racing reference right now. Because right now, he's having a better season in Xfinity than he is for trucks right now. And that's insane, if you think about it. Alright, let's see here. In 2020, he's only missed 2 races so far. He has an average start of 17.6 and an average finish of 17.5. Well, I guess you can't call him inconsistent. He has, out of his 15 starts, he has 1 top 5 and 4 top 10s. And if you don't know what I'm looking at, let me post it right now. Bam. So, right now, obviously it doesn't show you the rank because he's not running for points, but yeah, he finished 24th in Daytona, which makes sense because he crashed. 15th at Las Vegas, which only 1 lap down, sure, perfect. 14th in Auto Club, which is again fine. 19th at Phoenix, so that's fine. 11th at Darlington, you know, just outside the top 10. Charlotte, 6th place. Wonderful. First top 10. Atlanta, 14th. After starting 13th. Again, those are all draws, though, so, like, whatever. He then finished 35th at Homestead, and that was from a crash. And remember, that was from the lap 1 incident, I do believe? Where he literally like wrecked with, who was it? Was it Tommy Joe Martins? It was either him or Josh Borky. But that was on lap 56. So like basically he made it a third of the way through the race. Okay. So then after that we have 5th place at Talladega. Very, very consistent run right there. He was, if it wasn't for Colleague basically forming a train right there on the top in order to get Justin Haley's first win, Brett Moffitt would have literally have snuck his way through in he wouldn't have won, but he probably could have snuck 2nd or 3rd. Oh wow. 2nd or 3rd, you know, would have snookered that out of him. Pocono finished 7th. Okay, so good. Did all 91 laps. Indianapolis, the road course, he had engine issues, and he finished 36th out of a 38-car field, only completing 44 of 62 laps. There wasn't actually a lot of DNFs if you think about it from that. There was just a lot of inconsistencies between people. So, like, there was people that was, what would you call it? There was people that was, just, no one was wrecking, but people were, like, just wheel hopping, causing people to have varying degrees of issues. TA says Brett Moffitt should have driven the number 55 in Cup. What did he drive? What did he actually drive? Oh my gosh. Because obviously he was the Rookie of the Year in 2015. Even though he finished 34th in points. Rip. He was for front row. Oh my god, 34. Oof. Man. And if you think about it, then he went back to the trucks for Red Horse Racing. And got what, their last win in 2016 from that. And then here we are, 4 years later, him being basically a legend in, I wouldn't say a legend, but a Hall of Fame potential for the trucks. If he can improve and actually, GMS can actually stop wrecking each other for once. The 55 as a sub, they should have been full-time, but Aaron's wanted David Reagan or Brian Vickers or whoever the hell. Well, see, Aaron's was so weird if you think about it as a sponsor. As a sponsor, Aaron's was what can I make? It was like Miller Lite, it's like very historic. But then when their drivers started sucking, or their business was no longer lucrative, they literally did basically fuck all, They were just like, nah, I'm out, and pulled out. Because I remember when Chase Elliott raced in the trucks in 2013, he had Aaron's as his sponsor. But, like, Aaron's has not sponsored, like, what, anything since Hell's Bells, chat. What, 2016 at latest, or was it 2015? That's what happens when you get suit-wearing idiots who don't know a thing about motorsports making decisions for a race team. Dude, tell me about it. Like, that and probably, I want to say, like, okay, well, this isn't quite so much suits, but do you guys remember H2 Motorsports last season? Race number 26, Toyota Supra in the Xfinity Series at Circuit City, that dead electronics store, as their race sponsor. Well, literally, it turns out that whole thing was a pyramid scheme. Yeah, was that the Circuit City? Yeah, that was the Circuit City car. That was literally that entire racing organization. Well, yeah, I know Circuit City is an online store now, but what I'm saying is that entire racing organization, the owner of it, was money laundering, and basically the entire organization was just a part of a giant pyramid scheme. Like, let's see here. I only raced 7 races too, by the way. Like, let me remind you. By the way, in their 7 races, they were actually halfway decent. They were like a decent midfield team. Shane Lee, who was actually contracted to drive, actually pulled off the team's first top 10 in their 6th race. Due to concerns, their car's not being ready for the 3-road course, they decided to wait. And then, apparently they released Shane Lee due to lack of performance, but literally the owner of it, Matt Hurley, okay, TA, sorry about that. What is a pyramid scheme? Let me give you the official definition. So the official pyramid scheme is a form of investment illegal in the U.S. in which a paying participant recruits 2 further participants, with returns being given to the early participants using money contributed to later ones. So essentially, money laundering. Hey, I'll pay you after these other 2 pay me. but give me a loan first, and I'll repay you back later. Essentially like that. So essentially it goes up and up and up, like through a pyramid, okay? Where the person on top gets money from everyone down on the bottom, but there's never any return. So that's what a pyramid scheme actually is. And essentially that's what Matt Hurley did. Matt Hurley is... hang on. Let me see if I can find him. It's funny, if you find Matt Hurley on Twitter, they literally have not done anything since 2019. Literally what he does is he's an entrepreneur who doesn't actually follow through with his business plans. Like, even if you go to his website, which is this right here, you will be greeted with sign up for our newsletter, and if you do, which don't do it by the way, it essentially sells your emails to, I'm not saying Russian websites, but just other websites, so you'll be spammed with a bunch of different, a bunch of different promotional items. Not only that, but if you think about it, H2 is literally this whole site right here is the definition of what a pyramid scheme looks like. Hey, invest in us based on our ideas of a diversified investment firm focused on bold and forward-thinking acquisitions across a multitude of emerging and established industries. That's the definition of a pyramid scheme. Right there. God. That is insane if you think about it. And poor Shane Lee, Shane Lee, and I know we're off topic from Brett Moffitt, but Shane Lee doesn't deserve that, whatsoever. He was actually a decent driver, even when he was racing for RCR back in 2018, part-time. He's a decent driver. He knows how to wheel a race car, but he just can't find the sponsorship. He's like a Ross Chastain who's very blue-collar, but unfortunately has no one to back him, no one to give him that chance, And it's unfortunate that, the NASCAR dream back then is essentially dead. Alright, so, going back to our race, actually, we are on lap 73, coming through 3 and 4 to get to lap 74. Stage 2 ends at lap 90, and we are pretty poopy right now. Unfortunately, we have been kind of stuck behind Josh Bilicki. Tommy Joe Martin's right there, and luckily Landon Castle was actually able to get away. Thank God Landon Castle is alive and well in this race. He can live on our hopes and fantasies as he moves forward. Carry on, my wayward son. But yeah, we have just been not able to make any kind of ground whatsoever. We have Ray Block Jr., who's right behind us, luckily holding up 2 other cars. One's Ross Chastain, and the other I want to say is Matt Mills, but I'm probably mistaken in that. And but one of them is definitely Ross Chastain. So yeah, we have luckily no one on our rear to kind of give us the bumper of encouragement, dive bombing the turn. But instead, we do have Josh Bilicki and Tommy Joe Martins, who we just cannot get around. And for some reason, it's just so hard to pass, so hard to make any kind of ground here, because the AI are so close to your capabilities, because chat, you're going to see what I'm racing with in terms of my difficulty, and it's, of course, it's legend. The only thing different is that I put less tire wear on my car, because literally, like I explained, for some reason the short tracks, which in this game Phoenix is considered a short track, your right side tires wear a lot faster than your lefts, or they just wear faster than, like, even faster than AI. Like, it's actually dumb how that happens. But it's what happens in every single short track. Richmond, Bristol especially. Oh my, Atlanta, that's bad. Iowa. At least those, you know, they're tolerable, because you can still be on the same cycle. But like Phoenix and Bristol, you literally have to, if you do run on like regular, you have to be either super careful, which means you're not competitive. Professional moment right there, presented by Private Patton. Or you have to do what I call a pro gamer move, and essentially kind of give yourself the edge by giving yourself less tire wear. So you gotta tweak the system a little bit. But yeah, coming to the line right now, 10 laps to go left in stage 2. Like, we're down in P19, and Chad, I even said this from the drop of the green. We are gonna struggle bus a little bit. I know we have the entirety of stage 3 to figure it out, and you know, I'm confident that we can, but it's gonna take a lucky yellow or something. That's another thing right there. We barely make any kind of bump to Josh Bilicki right there, and he freaks out going into every corner. And that's another thing that happens on every short track. Buckle stress. Yes, exactly. And that's another thing that happens on every short track, is if you make any kind of contact with the AI, if you make any kind of contact with the AI, literally, they will just fly off into the corner, like, and just potentially wreck, depending on how many people hit him. Obviously, we kind of, we avoided Josh Bilicki right there. What's up, Smitten? How you doing today? It's late. Not late for me, my guy. In fact, I usually don't go to bed for like another 3 hours. Maybe it's just early. They go to the Shadow Realm. Dude. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I bought some Yu-Gi-Oh cards the other day, and I cannot remember the last time I bought Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like, I don't know why. It's technically early. Yeah, essentially. It's 9 o'clock somewhere, I'll say that. Yeah, I bought some Yu-Gi-Oh cards over the weekend. I don't know, I just kind of did it on a whim, honestly. Because, Chad, I think I told you guys this. I used to play, in fact, like, probably up until, what, 2 years ago? I actually played competitively. As in, like, I went to, like, tournaments, and I went to, like, nationals and all that. If you would do well, because you would get invited to nationals. And I would do all that kind of stuff. And, obviously, as I went into my masters, you know, I basically was like, you know, priorities, man, you know. And so I stopped doing that, and now here we are. Like, I was in Target the other day, and I just saw these out of the corner of my eye, and I recognized them as the newest set, and I'm just like, you know, screw it, you know, I'll buy some packs. And I didn't pull anything, but you know, it's just that nostalgia, you know. So my question of the day is, I'm gonna make a poll for it right now, actually, because I can do that now. So give me 1 second. Let me put that in there. So my question of the day is, what was your trading card game of your choice? Now, obviously for me, it was Yu-Gi-Oh. Next, like, were you a Magic kind of guy? Here, let me know. So there. Started a poll. What are we talking about? Corn dogs? What? What corn dogs are you talking about? I was talking about trading cards, my guy. Don't know how you got corn dogs from that. Good talk. But yeah, like literally, we have, like that was something that I just kind of did on a whim. Oh, you trade corn dogs? Oh man, that must have been weird. What's the value of this corn dog? Woo. Alright, good talk, man. So, we, like, literally, I just kind of did it on a whim. And it was, it's just pretty nostalgic, So I was curious on what you guys thought. So we're restarting in P18 here for Stage 3. Fortunately for us, we gained a position. Unfortunately for us, that means we gained a position and restart on the outside. Now, if we were able to restart on the inside, we could cut the dog leg, and actually take a shorter line and pick up positions. But being on the outside, well, as you can see, we can't do that. We were able to put Josh Blick to the inside, but you're about to see the power of the AI dive bomb. So yeah, sorry about that, chat. I actually had to mute myself there for a hot second. But yeah, as you can see, by us restarting on the outside, like, we were, like, I'm not about to move anyone just out of my way. So, like, for anyone watching, like, you may be wondering, well, why aren't you just, like, putting the bumper to them? Because I actually don't want to caution, because the way I have my settings set, well, good talk, but the way I have the settings here is I ideally want to make this into a clean one-stop. So, like, I would be cutting this stage, like, right down the middle. I would be pitting on, because you can make it on, what, around about 75 laps of fuel and tires around here at Phoenix. I ideally want to cut that in half. So we're going to be pitting at around lap 145, 150, to kind of split the stage in half and make it as equal as possible. So by making contact with them and moving them out of the way could potentially cause a caution, which will mean that the AI will potentially do some crazy things. And you're going to see what I'm talking about here in a hot second, okay? Like, I've been noticing that the AI on Heat 5 is actually a lot more responsive. They actually strategize, and I'm liking it. I'm loving it, because it's been well needed. Like, they needed that extra challenge here. But right now, as we this lap get into the halfway mark of the race, we are sitting P21, and we're just kind of twiddling our thumbs right now. So we're gonna bide our time. But yeah, what's going on, chat? How was your weekend? Enough about me. Tell me about you. What did y'all do over the weekend? What did you think of the races? What did you do? I mean, how's work been going? How's life going? How is life in the daily lives of chat? Dude, and that's another thing. I don't want to sound pessimistic, TA. I do not think I will ever be able to get to the next sub goal, which is 30, which would unlock another sub emote. Which is, I've been thinking about it. I honestly wanted to do a Jeff Gordon one. Potentially do his Talladega is returning, on iRacing during the Pro Invitational. I kind of wanted to do that. Kind of with Chase Elliott right behind him, his initial replacement, pushing him around Talladega where, Jeff has always been really good. Kind of like the old guard with the new guard. I wanted to do a sub emote with that. But honestly, I don't want to sound like a pessimist, but I don't think I'll ever get it. I don't think I'll ever get to that 30 subs. We were close at one point. There was a time where we were at 15, and that's honestly the thing that we were at one point at 15, and it just kind of dropped off. And I think that was just me during the time that one of my masters was actually taking a break. David would make 30 bot accounts. No, the thing is, I don't want to rely on David. David has provided so much for me that I just don't want to rely on him. But that's the thing. If you notice, my streams have been kind of taking a dive. I don't understand. Come for the conversation. Out of curiosity, you haven't been streaming every day. Oh no, you're right, I haven't. But life has just been getting in the way, and I want to stream every day. That's the thing. Because back then I was every day, and people were expecting me every day. And I think that I can definitely get back on that train, but it just takes it takes a lot of schedule maintenance in order to get there, with oh yeah, no, yeah, TA, I believe I get that part. Obviously, I wouldn't have been able to get to 393 followers if I didn't have that steady fan base, So it's really fun, that I'm actually able to still do that. And that's definitely one thing I want to do, is I want to get back into the whole everyday thing. I want to, believe me, I do. And it's just hard, you know, with my job lately, and just with everything that's been going on. You know, there's a whole world, you know, like, that is constantly under question. I mean, who knows? We may be put back under quarantine here next week. I heard that some counties in Ohio are already doing that. Like, Columbus is already back under quarantine. Dude, Colorado's back under quarantine. My aunt, funnily enough, who lives in Colorado, Alveda, so like right on the outskirts of Denver, essentially contacted me and was just like, so, with Colorado back being under quarantine, or it's not so much under quarantine, I should say, but their schools have announced that they are all virtual learning. So essentially for the kids, it is quarantine because, you know, they're going to be stuck inside all day. They're not going to schools. They're not actually going to in-person schools, which we can talk about all day. As an educator, I can give my opinions all day, every day on that. But they're not going to actual in-person schools. And it's all virtual. So my aunt contacts me and was just like, so how much would you get paid if I were to fly you out here to make sure your cousin stays on track and stays in line with doing his assignments? I'm just like, well, considering that an average, what can you say, like what an average babysitter makes, because essentially that's what I would be doing, would be babysitting. That's not educating, is because I have a major problem with virtual learning. To me, honestly, that's not educating. That is a stopgap, you know? And I don't know. And with the possibility of that being a thing here later on in Ohio, we're playing a dangerous game, because with the rest of last year's class being already missing out on quarter 4, the potential of them being under virtual learning, or for some people that, you know, that don't even have internet, no learning, for this upcoming year, they're essentially skipping a year. So if we're talking like 2nd graders going into 3rd graders, chat, I don't know if you guys know this, but literally the most influential grade that anyone can actually participate in, it's 3rd grade. 3rd grade is the most influential grade in terms of what reading skills you're going to pick up the rest of your lives, what math skills you're going to pick up the rest of your lives, and just general cognitive abilities that you pick up on from your peers as well as your teachers. And for those 3rd graders, and I know that's not my content area nor my age group, but for those 3rd graders, you know, they are seriously going to be at a deficit. And to me, that's heartbreaking. But, I mean, yeah, Colorado is already doing that. Columbus is already doing that. TA, what's it like in your state right now? Are there any whispers about what the public schools are doing? I'm curious. And obviously the job market for teachers is like utter crap, you know? Because no one knows what's going on this upcoming school year. So we're all kind of just like in a state of limbo. You know what I mean? In terms of like job postings, people potentially retiring, so on and so forth. Yeah, lap 122 here of 200. Oh, hang on. TA says, without getting political, I'll just say this. Oh, thank you for giving me that warning right there. Without getting political. Tennessee thinks that masks are an attack on our freedoms. Dude, Tennessee thinks that a subtle breeze is something that's going to hurt them. So, like, believe me, masks... Oh, I don't get that. I don't get that line of thinking, but I understand that people still do it. It is a unfortunate thing that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Oh, and crash avoidance. Chat, look at this. Crash avoidance like a champ. Hang on. We're going to rewind that one more time from the top. Okay. Look at this. And right here, Tommy Joe Martins getting absolutely destroyed on with a tire going down. He basically spins around, collects, I think that is Landon Castle. I could be mistaken on that, but we're gonna take it nice and slow. Okay. So goes up, hits the wall, kind of very similar to Ryan Blaney in real life. Comes on down. I get on the brake, swoop to the right, and avoidance. Now, does he get into Ross Chastain at all? Oh, very, very close. Okay, but still. Caution is out. We're in P20. Now, you're going to see this from my POV. There is a break in what the cars are doing. We have... Again, one second. I will bring up what you said here in a second, because I don't want to leave that topic. To me, that topic is fascinating to me. The car behind Ross is him. Oh boy, man. Too many... that's Alex Labey. Essentially, we have everyone but, like, Josh Bilicki, I think. We have Harrison Burton that's not pitting. So we are going to pick up a couple positions because our pit crew is just better. The car behind that just hit him. That's Denny. Okay, that's Denny in disguise. Yeah, you're right. We got to get him. So we are doing a split strategy here. We have Harrison Burton, who's restarting from the pole, from the front, and he is not pitting. We can make it the rest of the way. So I have no idea why they didn't pit, but lo and behold, he didn't. So, well, interesting, bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see where it takes him. So let's see what we can do here. P17, we have Brandon Brown, who we're trying to get next to. Jeff Green right behind us, Austin Hill behind him. Or I guess Austin Hill and then Jeff Green. And Austin Hill just dives it on down, able to gas it on up and collect the inside. Alright, but yeah, so what do we have here? TA says, so take that knowledge and the blanks can be filled in. So far we're going back to school, but my college is taking it day by day still. I don't believe we will be going back. Dude, that is... I know that for the state of Ohio, the public schools have released this complicated system. So, chat, buckle up. You're about ready to hear about what the 2020 to 2021 public school system will be doing come fall. Alright, so they have these red days, yellow days, and green days, okay? Green days is everyone is allowed in the building. Everyone from teaching staff to students to support staff, you know, like janitors and all that. They're allowed just to be fine. However, every single one of those days, they have to be tested walking into the school by, like, you know, like making sure that they don't have symptoms of COVID, you know? It's plain and simple. So, that is green days. That will happen no matter what. Okay, so right here, I just want to point out something. I tried shifting down to third right there. You can hear me rev the engine. I wanted to see if like that would give me an advantage. It doesn't. Don't try it. Needless to say, don't shift down to third. It doesn't do you shit. So, but I still wanted to try it anyway. So, yeah, those are green days. Yellow days are what I call the split days. They are essentially a mix between what would be virtual learning, as well as in class. So, like, certain days out of the week, let's just say Monday and Wednesday. Monday and Wednesday, they are in classrooms, okay? And then Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, they are in virtual, like they're from home virtually learning, okay? Sound confused yet? But that only happens when there is a confirmed case of COVID in the school, okay? Red days are just straight up virtual learning, okay? And that is when in the actual schools themselves are they're like cleaning the entire school from top to bottom. Every desk, every locker, every floor, every drinking fountain, every toilet that you lick off of, they are cleaning it to get rid of COVID. And those are red days. However, the students themselves are actually in virtual learning. However, my university that I went to, I can say that now. I no longer go there because I graduated. Woo! They are doing something very similar where they have a split schedule. However, they are more than likely just going to do virtual learning. But you know what sucks? Lickable toilets. I mean, like, let's be honest here. Lickable toilets exist nowadays. You just will catch a disease from it. I mean, like, let's be honest here. Like, that's not even sugarcoating it. You could lick a toilet right now, and you're like, gonorrhea. I love that flavor. Billy, what flavor's your toilet? Crabs? Bob, how about your flavor? Gas station sushi. By that logic, 100 Tylenols are edible. I mean, technically, yes. I mean, that's like one of those statements where technically you're not wrong. But that's also like saying, okay, now do you eat soup, like the actual soup broth, or do you drink it? I don't know, it depends on what you want to do. You'll just die. But okay, but is it wrong though? God, I could get on another topic right now that I don't think my real life friends, which, oh, by the way, I know Private Pen actually has real life friends. Shocker. My real life friends would not particularly enjoy is we got into an argument on what the definition of found footage is. And I was classifying, it was just this dumb argument that like found footage is such a broad topic that literally anything leaked onto the web could technically be found footage. And he's just like, if you're catching my drift, anything, quote, leaked onto the internet, that will significantly harm your physical representation. You know what I'm talking about? Air quotes around that. Like, well, by that logic, that is a found footage. And he was just like, no, it's not. Found footage is exactly like Blair Witch. Like stuff like that. I'm just like, well, I mean, I see your point, but like, technically, isn't that also found footage? I mean, found footage, the definition we looked up is essentially the use of heavy edits in order to give the illusion that you are following the perspective of the camera. And I'm just like, well, I mean, what I just described can be found footage. But it kind of goes along like that, where, like, if we talk about edible toilets, I mean, technically edible toilets exist now. It's not the safest option. But yeah, what am I getting at here? So, yeah, public education system is going downhill here. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It's just a thing that's going on, and we just have to deal with it. Whether it be for public universities or from public school systems, you know, it's just it's going down the crapper. And we're back to the toilets now, going down the crapper. So because of that, it is, I don't know, chat, if I can actually get a teaching job this upcoming year. And that's the part that sucks, because, you know, it's just that great unknown. And it kind of just ties back to streaming every day, is that, like, every day is an unknown moving forward, because you don't know if like, who knows, tomorrow, with it being a Monday, brand new work week for some, for all we know, for all I know, the state of Ohio is going to go back under quarantine. Anything can happen. I mean, I hope not, because, you know, that would literally be the worst thing ever. But alas, here we are, still having to deal with the fact that it could happen. And, you know, and I constantly, I've said this before, that, like, being under quarantine is really hard for our nation's youth. You know, like, because I can't imagine, you know, like, being a little third grader, you know, because put yourselves in those shoes for a second. You're a third grader, okay, and all of a sudden you are in you're being told that you're not going to school tomorrow, and you're just like, well, yes, I don't want to go to school anyway. But why? You know, like, what's going on? Oh, it's because there is a nationwide virus. And you're just like, what's a virus? You don't understand. You don't have anyone to turn to, because your parents don't want to give you the full details because they think you're protecting. They're being protective of you. And so you and your third grader mentality don't understand what is going, because they don't have the teaching staff in order to actually, like, explain it to them. And chat, if you guys, like, have kids, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, the kids that I was teaching, you know, they don't have the best support systems at home, so they weren't able to let those emotions and let those questions come through. So, like, essentially they were getting like, what's the best way to put it? Hollow answers, you know what I mean? Like, like, for all we know, like hollow answers, like, to your questions. They're like, oh, well, I don't know, like, what's going on, like, you know, like, kids rely on solid answers in order to actually develop their cognitive thoughts. Throwing around maybes or ifs or supposeds, you know, just doesn't cut it in a third grader's mentality. TA says, there's no protection in not telling your child why your teacher can't come to school tomorrow. Can't come to school anymore. But, I mean, but it is also naive to think that it hasn't happened, you know? There have been parents that are not telling their kids the entire story, or straight up telling them, oh, well, this whole thing is a hoax, you know, and that it's definitely something to not worry about. Because honestly, that's almost more damaging than not telling them anything, is telling them the exact opposite of what should be discussed. And like that's one of the things that, like, I feel like with virtual learning needs to be your teacher, and a lot of ways that, you know, you can actually, and having the teacher explain that there is a lot of ways that you can actually explain what is going on in the world. TA says a lot of people think it's a hoax, and that's unfortunate, honestly. Like, that's just like one of the things that I feel like is very, very unfortunate, that, you know, we live in a society that normalizes ignorance. You know, just pass it off. Oh, well, it doesn't fit my belief structure, so therefore it doesn't exist. And that's What's up, Noah? How are you doing today? Long time no see, my guy. And by long time no see, it's been like a week. How have you been, man? Tia says that's how we've been as a country for a long time now, unfortunately. And dude, I mean, believe me, I know. 2020 has not been a good year. Like, 2020 has been like the shittiest year, like, for everyone. And I know I keep saying this, but I cannot imagine what a developing mind would think about what 2020 has been like and what the future will bring. Because at least we as adults know eventually that it will eventually pass. You know, things will eventually go back to normal. For a third grader, you know, like, their memories are just now being formed. They will constantly be reminded of this. It's like people that grew up during World War II, during the Red Scare for communism. They will constantly be in that line of thought that for them growing up, this is their normal. No, it says good. Finished up watching my baseball game. Excited baseball event. What's your favorite team, man? Because, correct me if I'm wrong, TA, David's favorite team is the Astros, correct? Am I right in saying that? Is the Astros? San Francisco Giants? Okay, and did they win or lose? TA says, we are all going to be affected. I watched footage of old races, and I think, oh my god, why are all so close together? Dude, exactly, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know what the Astros are. Baseball team. I'll have to ask him next time. I'm pretty sure it's the Astros, but I could be mistaken on that. They won against their rival, the Dodgers. Oh, nice, man. See, I legit only watch racing. Dude! And split the series. Nice, man. CTA, we are two peas in a pod. We only watch racing, but we're, at least us compared, I can allow you the knowledge. I can impart some of my beloved wisdom that sages from across the land come to me towards in order to even come close to have a sniff of my knowledge that there is a baseball team called the Astros. We're big braining today. Oh, sage of NASCAR Heat 5, what is thy wisdom? TA says, yes, but when the Church of Alpha Max Nova is established, I'll be the Pope, so I got you on that one. Well, I don't know. A sage does rank up there with the Pope. I'm just saying. Because think of it like this. Buddhism has the Dalai Lama. The Dalai Lama is essentially a glorified monk. So there we go. We have that. We have that going for us, which is nice. But yeah. So Noah, what has been going on in your daily life? Because you know we actually just got off. Well, I guess off, still technically on. The topic of what is going to be happening in the future in terms of schools, potential of us going back on a lockdown. What's going on with you in your life? How was your weekend? Tia, you never answered the goddamn question. How was your weekend? Jesus. Just been grinding on streaming and videos? Dude, that's why I need to get back on it. I've been grinding on videos. Like, I've been uploading stuff to YouTube daily. I just need to get back on streaming. Like, that's what I gotta do. I gotta get back on Twitch, my guy. To get back on Twitch is something that I feel will help me relax. Because, you know, Chad, I love doing this. I love doing it. I love talking with you guys. It has allowed me to build a friend base. You know, I consider everyone in chat, whether you are a first-time viewer or a long-time viewer. Hell, Noah, you've been here for how long? Since May of 2019. Jeez, my guy, you have been around forever. You're old. And TA, you've been around since October, August. I mean, like, I consider y'all my like a not just viewers of the stream, but family. You know. And that's what I think, is that, like, if you come here to watch as we're about to get lapped by Austin Cindric, which sucks. You know, it only took 173 laps, but hey, we're probably going one lap down. Austin Cindric has been dominating, by the way. Like, absolutely dominating. One stage 1, one stage 2. Calm down, guy. But yeah, whether you are a new person or whether you are returning, just welcome to the Private Batman family. PBT. Noah says, watching sports and having my second favorite sport, which is that baseball. Then third favorite sport, which that basketball, that returns next week. Yes. What's the basketball schedule looking like? What did they cut it down to? Like essentially what I'm asking is how many games are in a typical regular season, and how many games are they now? Because I know baseball essentially has one half of the schedule that they usually have. And I'm curious on what they cut it down to. School hard knocks and we're ready to rock. Yeah. You don't know yet, but baseball will play 60 games. Yeah, and that's about half their schedule, right? Am I correct in saying that? That's about like half of what a usual baseball season is, because they play like what, like 130, 20 games? Okay. Dang. and they still have the playoffs and the World Series, you know, so like nothing outrageous there. Okay, interesting. Who's your favorite team for the for basketball? Dude, guys, you have no idea how excited I was for watching Matt Crafton win in the trucks. Oh, watching Matt Crafton win in the truck series on Saturday, I was... I can't remember the last time I was actually, like, on my feet, like, hoping and praying that this dude would get a win. Probably since... Chase at Charlotte, or even then before that, Chase's first win at Watkins Glen. Like, literally, that was probably the last time I was that excited, like, jumping up and down to make sure that this dude actually got his win. Like, because, you know, like, we as fans, like, when we see our driver actually get that coveted W, you know, we are just like, oh, you know, this is, like, by us, you know, giving our support, we are giving them our energy, you know, like Dragon Ball Z style. Like Matt Crafton, I was giving him energy for the Spirit Bomb, and that is when he got that W, ended a 67 race winless streak, as well as 3 years of not going to victory lane. He finally got that first win in a Ford, and it was glorious. Glorious, chat, glorious. I was pumped, needless to say, in order to watch that. So, what did you guys think of the races over the weekend? What did you guys think? Noah says, right now it's looking like the Lakers for your favorite basketball team. Okay, I can understand. Because of Kobe, I can imagine, right? And then also saying baseball plays 162. Damn, 162, that is spicy. 162 is like the level of games that would literally cause you to drop from fatigue. I can't imagine doing that many games in, like, what, an 8-month season? Christ, that's playing like every other day, if you think about it. They are crazy busy. Like every other day. Like, so like 15 games a month. Jesus. The logistics of that are mind-boggling. Because, chat, for anyone that doesn't know, I do not watch baseball. I have a friend that watches baseball, but I personally do not watch baseball. And I heard from him that it's very long, and obviously, you know, coded in history, you know, which fascinates me. But the fact that the season is so long and you have to ask that much out of the players is absolutely insane to me. Like, basically asking them to be on their peak physical condition for so long out of the year. Like, an 8-month season, 9-month season. Actually, I think it is 8. And then doing 162 games, damn. On average, that's like playing every other day. Ain't no rest for the wicked. I think they're a contender in the NBA Finals. Not my favorite team. I like the Kings. For what I know from baseball, I know basketball even less. Like, basketball, like, on a scale of, like, how much I know. So, like, if we're talking about, like, just history in general, I know as much about basketball as literally the intricacies about what happened day by day during the Big Bang. So, like, basically nothing. So like I said, chat, we're gonna do some challenges after this. I think we have. Actually, should we just finish them up? I'm pretty sure we should just finish them up, honestly. We have 8 left, I think, because then we got a new one. It's Harvick at Indianapolis. Wait, no. Yes. From the July pack. So we're gonna be doing some challenges after this. We're gonna see what we can do, and I do believe, but like, oh, the ones we did last time were just so easy. Like literally, the Matt Crafton Homestead one, it took us 1 lap to get around them, and then we were just killing 6 laps to just be like, okay, yep, this is the thing. We're pulling away. Win by half a track. Is this a challenge? What is a challenge, though, chat, is literally racing at Phoenix and anything. Racing at Phoenix in the Xfinity Series is like pulling teeth. It is hard, arduous, and you're probably going to cry at the end. So here we are, like awkwardly just rolling around lap 191. We're 1 lap down, so technically it's 8 to go. Coming to the line this time. And honestly, we're in P20 right now. Our goal position is to get a top 10, and I have no idea how the hell I'm gonna get that. Like, I'm gonna have to pull some literally bumfuckery out of my ass in order to get this top 10. Matt Mills, who's going on us right now, if you watch my POV, he's in 7th, my guy. 7th place, Matt Mills. I have no idea how the hell he did it. What contract did he sell his soul for in the devil in order to get that 7th place right there? I don't know. And we're still, so coming through 3 and 4 right now. It is lap 193, going into this time, which is 6 to go. Honestly, I feel like the turn that I feel like we're probably the best at is 1 and 2 right here. You know, we were able to get a lot of momentum coming off that corner. Like, as you can see, we are able to still gap the car behind, which is CJ McLaughlin. Ooh, but coming to the line, we have the final caution. So chat, we have 5 to go this time. Okay, we just crossed the line as we see our car going through that like little like skid phase, you know, to kind of get back on track. We have a caution. I'm actually not entirely sure on what caused this, because I wish we had a caution like replay in order to like see what happened. So I'm not entirely sure what brought this out, but we are pitting. If you remember, Josh Bilicki actually pit a little bit ago. He's going to get the wave around this time, or Lucky Dog, sorry, or not even Lucky Dog. Oh my God, he's going to get screwed from this, and because he's right behind us. But we do pit here, and we are able to pick up 2 positions. So we have 3 to go. Well, sorry, 2 to go, because it is overtime. We have 201 laps, and we're going to see what we can do here. Josh Bilicki on fresh tires gets below us right there. Unfortunately, is able to lose. We're going to lose a spot. Then we have Jeffrey Earnhardt right there. Chase Briscoe, actually our teammate, of course, the asshole he is in this game. Love him in real life, hate him in the game. Is in the lead and actually pulling away. Harrison Burton, being the GOAT he is, somehow stayed out on old tires, took 4 pit, and was able to make it the rest of the way. Now this is our final lap of the race, coming through to the final time. Jesse Lowe in the front, Jeffrey Earnhardt on the inside, Joe Graff Jr. Joe Graff Jr. literally, I have no idea. This is like the first time I've actually seen him. I kind of forgot he even existed. And then coming to the line, P19 is our final position here. Unfortunately, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. Okay, you know, I'm not complaining. And, well, let's go check out the rest of the results. Because we have the... We know where we finished, but let's see what the rest of the results will bring us. Okay, well, as you can see, that abysmal speed rating right there, it is 99. It is not the best, but also not the worst. Probably the worst I've ever had for a speed rating here. Not at Phoenix, but just in like career or anything like that in general. Probably, if I recall, was like a 97. And to me, whew, boy howdy. No thanks. That's a hard pass, Captain. So yeah, results. We'll start from the bottom. So Colby Howard and Tommy Joe Martins, that's what it was. DNF'd out of this race. Everyone's pretty usual down here. Jeremy Clements 4 laps down, 31st. That's an oof right there. Riley Earps, or sorry, Earps the Terrible, as we call ourselves. Unfortunately, came home P19. Riley himself finished 4th, and Chase Briscoe, our asshole of a teammate, did get that coveted win in order to get himself into the playoffs. Sucks, because it wasn't us. So in terms of money, we actually have a decent payout of 39K. So like I'm actually just okay with that. And in terms of point standings and regular series, we are 8th. Now I have to see where that puts us in the actual playoff standings, because we're actually damn close in that regard. So yeah. Daniel Hemrick at the fastest lap. Still never going to win a race though. Unfortunate that will ever be the case. But yeah. Most laps led. Austin Cindric with what, 190 laps led? Was that? Did I read that correctly? Yeah, 190 laps led, but did not lead the final one. Sucks to suck. Everyone golf clap for Austin Cindric. Good talk. Jesus, and finished 8th. Christ on a sandwich. Christ on grilled cheese. Okay, now I'm ready for the best part of any career mode episode, and that is the angry tweets. Oh my god, thank God we actually still have this back. The angry tweets are the best thing that gives me life. For the Ellis Tractor 200, we gained a lot of fans, but probably we're going to have at least probably Jeff Green and maybe Josh Bilicki that are going to be upset with us. Oh, no tweets? Oh my god, I'm actually disappointed. Actually disappointed. How could you have done this? You took away the only thing I've loved. And now here we are, sitting sad, alone with you guys, chat. No angry tweets. No congratulatory tweets. What is this? P19. But yeah, okay. So chat, here is my settings I was running with. Actually, you know, of course, getting the hardest difficulty in. I feel like this is honestly what was perfect for Phoenix. It's difficult. Difficult, lemon difficult. They screwed your moment. They screwed everything. They took everything from me. And the Nascar Heat 5 was just like, I don't even know who you are. And I'm just like, yeah. Yeah. Anyway, so, yeah. Call me a scrub, but like I said, short tracks are dumb, so we put less wear on it. We're going to change that right now, put it back to normal for Atlanta. Actually, for Atlanta, I'm going to do something different. I'm going to turn, I'm probably going to run with less tire wear effect and slower fuel consumption. Definitely slower fuel consumption, but maybe normal tire wear effect. We'll have to see that for Atlanta for them. But yeah, that was our settings. And in terms of season standings, yeah, we dropped from P6 in the standings to P8 in the actual regular points. Chase Briscoe jumped massively. He was outside the top 12, and now he's 4th. Calm down, guy. Anthony Alfredo, Noah Gragson. We're still beating Noah, though. We're still beating Riley, so, like, that's all that matters, honestly. As long as we beat Riley Earps, we're good. You know, because Riley Earps sucks. Where even is he right now? There he is, P19. God, he sucks. So yeah. Jeff Green, yada yada yada. Fun stuff. Vinny Miller, 7 points. Nice. Playoff stats. We're in P10 right now, only 11 points away from the cutoff, so we need to definitely watch our P's and Q's, because if we have any bad races like Atlanta, I don't know what that's going to bring me. Homestead? Well, dude, I don't know. I mean, if we don't mind our P's and Q's, somehow Josh Bilicki's still in the playoffs. Don't know how that's happening, because his win from Daytona is still carrying him. Still no repeat winners, so that's decent. So yeah, honestly, I'm okay with that. Let's check out Austin Cindric's stats. Average finish of a 4.8. Okay, good talk. Where are we at right now? What's our stats? Average finish of an 8.8. I'm okay with that. Average start of 21.8, so we suck at qualifying, but we're actually decent during the race, so that's all that matters, honestly. 1 top 5 and 3 top 10s. Woo! So yeah, chat. I think that'll do it for career mode for the day. So Atlanta will be a different race for a different day. I honestly